Got my bow set up now, ready to shoot. One of the first things I want to show you is my rest. Because I'm shooting with a Mouthtab, when my arrows come out of the bow, they don't have a side-to-side archer's paradox like most recurve shooters. Mine is a very vertical archer's paradox, which is hard to deal with when tuning. So if you can see that rest right here, I have a steel blade on there so that my arrow actually rests on top of the blade. That's pretty much the same for my indoor arrows and my outdoor arrows. Two things that are different though are my sight placement and my Mouthtab placement. In all cases, both indoors and outdoors, your sight is going to be very low. It's hard to get your arrow to the distance that you need it to because of where you anchor. By using a Mouthtab, the back of your arrow is going to be much higher up, closer to your mouth, which means that your sight now has to be lower in order for you to reach the proper distance. So right now for indoors, my arrow goes underneath my sight pin and has plenty of clearance, but it is pretty low. When I shoot outdoors, I actually have to extend my sight almost all the way out. And then I have to do something very extreme. I have to actually move my sight pin down almost all the way to the bottom of my sight. At this location right here, my arrow actually sits above my sight pin. You'll want to make sure that you definitely have enough clearance there before you start shooting it this way. What this does, it allows me at full draw to be able to aim high enough to get my arrow to 70 meters, which is my competitive distance. That's one of the biggest challenges I've faced as a recurve archer using a Mouthtab, is getting my arrow to the proper distance. Right now, my Mouthtab is set up for indoors, and I have it set up underneath my nocking point. Indoors, because I don't need that sight distance as much, I'm only shooting 20 yards or 18 meters, I can actually put my Mouthtab underneath the arrow, which gives me a much better tune and allows me to get my arrow to fly and come out a lot straighter. Okay, we've got our bow all set up, we've got our Mouthtab put in place, and I'm going to demonstrate the final step, which is actually shooting the bow. The first thing I'm gonna do before I shoot is make sure my Mouthtab is positioned and facing back towards me. And then it's just a matter of lifting the bow up and bringing the Mouthtab to my mouth. When I do that, I'm gonna put the Mouthtab in my mouth on, for me, it's my right side, and I'm gonna use my right molars along the side and the back of my mouth. Once I bite down on the Mouthtab, I'll pull back, get set and aim, and then when I'm ready, I'm gonna open my mouth and release the Mouthtab.